Are we all on? Are we on? Are we on? Is this on? Is it on?
I thought, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sock cookers.
Guess what I'm doing on Saturday?
Apart
from turning reformer. I'm going to join Neek on a protest rally. It's for women against violence. So if you can't beat them, join them, Steve.
Fuck me. What are you going to do this year?
Steve, we've done it! We're on big telly!
Al Pacino.
Smash the like button, you slag!
Not just the slag, everybody else.
Would you like to tickle my neck? Would you like to tickle it, Steve? Would you like to pull it? Steve, would you like to pull it?
What? He's with his boss? It's Martin! We know how you did get him.
Waddle by a waddle of wally wibbles.
Who was going to sing that, you bastard?
Hello, John and Carlos. How the devil are we?
Right, so anyway, go straight from the off while I'm dressed like this.
Because we're in court, Steve.
Nope.
Because you've got a new job.
Nope.
No. Hello, Louise. Because Louise is on, you tried to drive. Because every girl's crazy about a sharp dress smell.
No.
Anybody know why Steve's dressed up in a whistling flute?
Is it a whistling flute? It's
Well, it's a dinner.
Yes, exactly. That's what it is. Oh. Right, you're getting there now.
All right. So, are you going out for a posh dinner after this?
No. All right. I'll give you. I did it last night, and last minute I just thought, oh, I'll fucking put this on. I bought it yesterday. Last minute, I had to buy it yesterday. You had to. He's got a chick. No,
he's got a chick. Yeah, because that's what you do when you get a girlfriend. You buy a dicky bow tie and a
yes, I finally got a girlfriend. There was a lady at the bar, I won't say who, but I didn't have any thingies with it. So I just said, have you got a staple gun? She went, yeah. I said, just staple a thing in it. So I put it on the bar. When I went just round about there, when she did it, I went, ah! You stuck my fingers. She's going, oh. Anyway, it didn't work. And then this wasn't long enough. So I got a sheriff's badge as well. I had a sheriff badge on there. But that kept on coming off. Or I got it off Wolfie, by the way, our mate Wolfie. So he's tried to fix this around my neck. It wouldn't go. So the sheriff badge, I got the pin, and now it's just pinned there like a twat, really.
So we still don't know why you've got it on.
Yeah, well, good night, Paul. I mean, hiya, Paul.
Paul's off for bed. He's just got his little nights. We're his like Horlicks, if you will, aren't we? Really, he's hot milk before bed.
So I'll just tell you what it is.
Yes.
Kind of last minute. So my mate Walsh is back in here from Spain.
All right.
We had a few. We went for the curry Monday. So there's a boxing event on at the Duncan House. So last minute we went to this big boxing event. It was really good. Yeah,
Nicole's back. Hello, Nicole. Where have you been, Nicole?
I'm slightly worried about Nicole. Thinking,
we're getting slightly worried. It was the last time we were telling her not to smoke and telling her to stop smoking, and we haven't seen her since. How are you doing on the not smoking, Nicole?
I thought she weren't so good or something. She might not have been ill.
Oh.
You know.
How have you been, Nicole? Are you okay? Everything all right?
Anyway, let's hope you're well, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Is he going to be the fat controller, or John says? He had a big slap head in fat controller, didn't he?
I was getting all like, what's it called there? Look at that. It's like there's only one way to find out. Fight. What's it called?
I don't know. What's that?
Look at the line in that. Look at the line in that. Hey. No? What's it called? Atlantis, is it true or false? There's only one way I found out. Fight!
Oh,
No,
fucking, what's he called? Yeah, Doctor bloke with big collar. What's he
yeah,
called
big
with big
colours, yeah.
collar?
He got glasses, doesn't he?
Yeah. Hey, for it. Yeah. What's he called?
What's
English
he called?
comedian. Harry Ariel.
No, obviously I've got the big collar again,
Yeah.
Anyway, so I went to a boxing event. It was good. First
Was it
time
good
I've
then?
ever
Yeah.
been.
But was it those white collar boxing? You know, it's just normal lads like and everything. Was it one of them?
No, it's not that. It's like 52, the 52nd event that they've had. So it's been going a long time.
All right.
Yeah, it's like a
Good
boxing
scraps?
event, really. Yeah, they were good.
Yeah.
8 out of 10. I think there were 10 fights or 8. A couple of slightly duddy-ish, but the rest of them were really good, really well matched, and that was
Oh, good. Nicole says, sorry guys, you have to apologise, Nicole, ever. I was going through some personal stuff and I cut down my smoking. That's a good start, Nicole. It's a good start. Right, come on, let's get on with tonight's show.
Right, yes.
Right then, so tonight, as you can see from the background, we are putting Atlantis on trial. Did Atlantis exist? And if so, where? Now, I'm going to be fighting the case for it, as you might be able to tell by the background. And because I do all the hard work. And Steve is going to go in, no, I don't believe that. No, I don't believe that. No,
Can we say, just before we start, what are people's opinions?
What do you think of...
True or false?
Or what do you think Atlantis is? What do you think it is? What do you think Atlantis is? And where do you think it is? No,
that's too complicated for it.
No, it's not.
Did it exist or did it not exist? One or two? That's too long of a question that we used to come out with.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Okay, 1 or 2. 1 for existed, 2 for not existed.
Yeah, just find out what your opinions are.
What do you reckon? Do you reckon Atlantis existed? 1 for it existed, 2
3
not.
for not too sure. How's that?
Oh,
1,
right.
yeah. 2, no.
Or
3.
Carlos has put fishy.
So is that a 3?
No, it's a game you used to play when you were a kid, weren't it?
Fishy. Let's not go there with that.
Yeah, 1.5.
Right,
2,
yeah,
so I can't remember. So yeah, Paul said it doesn't exist, didn't he? Carlos isn't too sure. Yeah. Right, so that's what we're going to be going into tonight.
So is Carlos going off could exist, but...
Well, Nicole's pointed out that Atlantis is a casino in Reno, Nevada.
Right, so Nicole's one saying it did exist.
Did exist, yeah. Ruari, how you doing, pal?
Good evening, Ruari.
Ruari, we just put 1 or 2, pal, while you're here. We're talking about Atlantis tonight, putting it on trial. Do you think, Ruari, that Atlantis ever existed? Put 1 for yes, 2 for no. Let's see what you think.
So before this started, before we looked into it, did you think it existed or not?
I had no idea.
Not what were your opinion? You had an opinion, didn't you?
Probably not. Probably not. I probably thought it was just all, just one of them, like an old story or whatever.
Probably same as well, yeah.
But since looking into it, I have found a very interesting. I'll get into it.
Okay. How are we going to do it? Are we going to do it?
I'm going to do my case.
Right, and then I do my case, so I'll just.
Yeah.
You just talk.
No, you can. No, interject.
I'll just put you in your place, right?
So Atlantis. Right now, then. So everybody thinks. A lot of people think it's a city that got submerged and everything in the Atlantic and all that lot. So I looked into it and I came across this guy's theory, and it was really interesting. And I started thinking, what?
Paul, he's off already. He's not even going to bed. He's just off. He's going to work.
Oh, I think he's going to work.
You just made me laugh, go.
Yeah, so I've lost my thread now. Yeah, so a lot of people thought it was all, like burning the Atlantic and all that lot. And then, so I looked into it, and this guy I thought, let's watch this here. And it was really interesting what he was saying. I thought, he has a point of view there. So he's been talking about Plato, talked about it. And he got the information from a guy called Sono, I think it was. Was he called? I can't remember all the facts. I've done such a
Solon.
Solon. That's it. Solon. Thank you, Steve. Yeah. He read the because he read it from he got it from the Egyptians, and then Plato passed it down, and he described it in two of his books about where it was and what it was. So, and he said, there we go, and he said there were alternate zones of sea and land, larger and smaller, encircling one another. There were two of land and three of water, which were turned as if with a lathe, each having its circumference equidistant everywhere from the centre. That's how Plato described it. And then I was watching this video, and this guy was on about, and this is a real feature. I've just got to get the right looking picture. Yeah, that's it there. And that is what's known as the Eye of Egypt, the eye of the desert. Sorry, it's called the Richat.
Eye of the Sahara.
Eye of the Sahara. It's the Richat structure, and it's a proper structure. And that's where it is there, right on the west coast of west coast of Africa, actually in Mauritius. And what he was saying was that everything that Plato said about it matched up to what he was saying, to what Plato was saying. And if you look, that's obviously that's an artist's impression of it there, but the concentric circles and how it was there like that, and he was, that's what he was. It's funny how it all matched up, and this has been only got found. The Richat structure was only found in 1965 by Gemini astronauts going up. You can only see it from the sky. You cannot see it from
Can I just stop you right there?
Yeah.
It's not a structure. Right, carry on.
It is a structure. It's called the Richat structure. It's called the Richat structure. That's what it's called. You twat. and yeah, it's a natural structure, is that? And then Plato. The idea was that they found this and then built that on it, built Atlantis on it. And what else have I got here? Where are we? I don't want to go too far. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. The main city of Atlantis consists of concentric circles of water and land. So that's, as you can see, that's what that is. And there's no two ways about it. That's well spooky, that. How it was. And then, let me think here. Let me get me right. I can't see them all properly. Oh, yeah, I'll do that after that one later on. So,
Evening, Mark.
Yeah, so that's his bit. That was his theory. And what happened was, now this is all he does. So Plato, it was 2,600 years ago when Plato mentioned all this, and he said it happened 9,000 years ago. Which, when he had both them together, how old it was 11,600 years ago. Now, there was a natural global disaster that happened in that period, and it's called, let me skip the names here, it's called, what's it called? Oh, bollocks.
Bobby, you in, Mark? So I'm going.
Oh, that's it, the Younger Dryas, that's what it's called, the Younger Dryas.
Yeah.
And basically, a comet, not a comet. I started saying comet for some reason. A comet.
Did you say it again, comet?
No, I said it properly then, but I thought, we were talking about it before, I started saying comet for some reason. I don't know why I did that. And a comet hit the Earth. Oh, it was up on in North America. And it caused an absolute global disaster. And all the glaciers, everything melted, the seas rose. And
is this the dinosaur one?
No, this is the thing.
No,
it isn't the dinosaur one. No, because yeah, because basically what's happened, and this has happened, it was like a reset for the whole of the planet. And then because the Atlantis, the people on there, they were very well. They were intelligent, like the Egyptians. You know what I mean? They were all advanced, and when this happened, the whole Earth had a reset. It was a complete extinction almost. They survived because the Atlanteans went to Egypt, went across to Egypt, and they actually have in Egypt they have the Eye of Horus, don't they? Which doesn't make any sense. So I'm not going to go down that way because how could they see it if you can
Yeah,
see
you're
it
not
this
missing the
guy?
whole thing where when Plato he overheard the story about Solon's story about going to, or Solon knew someone that had been to Egypt,
No, it was
and
a
he,
relative.
the story came from Egypt.
Yeah, the story because Solon went to Egypt. Solon went to Egypt and he found this story because it was all there was the temple there that's been destroyed now because that's been flooded by the Nile. Do you know when the Nile or the floodplains of Nile?
Yeah.
All that's gone, but he had the guy. It was all in the hieroglyphics, and the guy interpreted the story that was passed down to Solon, and Solon was some relative. It was sixth generation relative or something to Plato, and Plato found out all this information and then told and wrote about it in his books. That's what all this is, describing everything exactly as Solon said. And so everything, but they didn't know why. By the way, they just knew what it was because they based it all around Poseidon, didn't they? And all that, like Greek gods and everything. And they were saying that because Poseidon created Atlantis, that was the old Greek god thing. You know, like the Greek myths. And
Yeah, yeah.
and he created it and he had 5 sets of twins or something like that, and one of them Atlantis, Atlas, he made the king of Atlantis, and because they were unmoral and all this kind of stuff, it was all, Zeus wiped it clean like and everything. But what actually happened was it flooded that this due to which we found out later on through all this. Well, it's been really interesting looking into it. And there was this natural disaster. The seas rose and it all flooded in. The Sahara used to be all lush. It was green and
Right,
lush
right.
and proper, nothing like that because the sand from the Sahara is actually from the
Ray,
sea.
we're going to get too far away into this now, so let me try to rebuttal to what you just said, or my problem with all
Yeah.
the creation of it. It's basically where Plato started the story from overhearing when he was young, stories of Solon or something to do with him going to Egypt. So it's massively passed down story. But the trouble with Plato's stories is he told stories, and he would tell these stories as like a thinking game, and it's so complicated. Not complicated, but it's basically he's talking about mythological people, Poseidon. So the whole story is mythological, and it's a thought experiment. And that's what it's coming from, that a thought experiment.
No.
Whether these things might match things, whatever, in reality, it doesn't mean. But the whole idea, it's just a story. It's just myth. Because Plato is Poseidon is 100% myth.
Yes.
So Poseidon, he goes down and marries a human, and they have these 5 sets of twins, and the way the Atlantis is made is through like gods making these things. So it's clearly a can't say the fucking word. A mythological story.
No. You got
How's
some of that wrong.
How can it not be if it's like talking about
No, because you've got it. No, you've got it mixed up though. How are you saying it? What he wasn't hearsay from Solon. So he was a relative to Solon. Solon wrote it all down, and he got it, and had all his writings, and just put that through.
Plato's overheard it at a party when he was a child, and that's where it's come from.
Right.
Well, that's what I read.
No, he didn't get. He didn't make it all up with the story about it, or about how it was the rings and everything, and all that went on. The story about Poseidon and all that, which was a story. I mean, because they all believed in gods then, didn't they? Plato and all that.
Yeah.
They all believed in all that stuff, didn't they? So naturally, they're going to put it to that, aren't they? Because that's what they believe. They believe that Poseidon was the sea and all that lot. The light. Zeus was the lightning bearer and all that. They believed that. So that's why they put it to that, because that's what they believed. But the actual fact
doesn't make sense. It's either mythological or it's not.
No, he heard the story of it, but
Yeah.
the Greeks put all different stories to everything. The facts how the Earth was made. They have a mythological story of how the Earth was made, but it doesn't mean that the Earth wasn't made, was it? It wasn't created.
Oh, true. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
You know, they didn't. They had stories for everything. They had, I mean, Mythos by the book Mythos is amazing, and they are for absolutely everything.
Louise, I am bothered. I'm just concentrating on this argument. I'm going to win.
Oh, of course he's bothered. But yeah. So they have a god and a reason for everything, absolutely everything. So then, doesn't stop that from being real, does it?
Right, I'll give you that.
What I've done now is I've took what that story was. Well, not what I have, but I've researched and everything. What other people have done, and I'm obviously plagiarising for tonight's show. But using all the science now, and then they found out about this comet striking was real. It actually happened, and it was 11,600 years ago. So nobody knew that. Nobody ever thought that these civilization was so highly advanced back then. Nobody ever knew about it. Nobody ever believed it. But the thing is, because it was a total reset, when it all happened, this global disaster, humanity reset. You know what I mean? Not right back to the Stone Age, but they had to start again. It was 1,000 years that there was greenhouse. It was like a nuclear winter for 1,000 years. Imagine
I know they have found that
years.
Göbekli Tepe or whatever it's called.
That's Turkey. Right, in Turkey. That's the one. Yeah,
that's about. I'm guessing that's about 12,000 years as well.
Yeah. Well, that younger Diaz thing was from 12,800. There was 2 spikes. There was the first one, then there was a second one. The second one was the one that was pretty much responsible for what happened with all the flooding. Because if you look at where are we? If you look at these pictures, like this one here. Now, you can see the eye, can't you? Can you see the eye? I wish I could put my cursor over it so you can see it. You can see the eye at the bottom, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you see the Atlantic Ocean there.
Yeah.
Now, Atlantis used to be right on the coast. But when all this flooded in, and you can almost see, if you look at that proper looks like all that's been washed in, doesn't it? That's a proper photo, that, by the way. That's not a painting.
Oh, yeah.
And you can see where you can actually see where it's all come in. All the sand and all the sea, it was like all, proper swamped everything. Because all that sand has come from the ocean. That always be a lush desert, did all that. And it just wiped everything out. And because people say, like, well, why has nobody found any proper, all architects things, archaeological findings and all that? Because everything was washed away. Even the bedrock was washed away. They call it the tablecloth effect, where imagine a tablecloth with everything on it. You pull the tablecloth off and everything comes with it. So all the debris and everything might be God knows where, further down in the Sahara. Because if you look at pictures like that, can you see where the rings are there, where Atlantis was supposed to be? And that opening there, that was what went to the sea. Originally the sea, that's where the course was. You know what I mean? And then they had, did I get a better picture? Ah, that's right, yeah. And if you see that one there, I'll just get John's comment out of the way. High current comment. You see that where that big pathway went there? That went down to a dock and then out towards the sea. And that, I think that's just an amazing. If there's an Atlantis, to me, that's where it is. Do you know what I mean? There's and also, because there was this guy. This Herodotus, a Greek historian known as the father of history, he was the first historian to collect his material. Anyway, this Herodotus, he was 484 BC, so he was after Solon, and he was just before Plato. I think Plato was 2 when he died, or something like that. And he drew a map of the then known world, right? Just before anybody knew anything. Now, you see that map there? That was the then known world.
Yeah.
So you can see Italy, yeah? You can see Italy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So they're coming down, that's the Mediterranean in there. And there's Gibraltar where it says pillars. And you look down and it says Atlantis right there. Can you see it? Can you see it much underneath it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he's put down there Atlantis, and look where it is. And that was before anybody. That was before all this. That was before, you know, this guy ever, you know, said it, because they always used to think, a lot of people, that it was out in the Atlantic. And there's the other one here, this one here, this map here, which is the world according to Herodotus there. So you've got Italy ring there, and if you look there, there's a mountain range there. It's called the Atlas Mountains, just above where Atlantis is, and that's a proper range, that the Atlas Mountains. And guess who was the king of Atlantis? Was Atlas. Atlas was the king. Atlas, yeah, was the king of Atlantis. And Atlantis actually means, I thought I've got that comment, I didn't put it in. Atlantis actually means, can I put that in?
Does it mean islands thing or something?
No, Atlantis means Atlas, king of the city, or something like that. I thought I'd saved that. Bastard.
Yeah, no, that was the name of the firstborn from Poseidon, and
I think you said
firstborn. What's she called?
Plato. Here it is. Let me just open that. That can upload. Yeah. This guy, because this guy mentioned this one. That's it. Yeah. Atlas literally means city of Atlantis. Literally means city of Atlas, the name of the king that founded it. So the Atlas Mountains all around him. You know what I mean? It's just more evidence saying where it was, where Atlantis was. And so, yeah. So, there you go. What do you think about that, chat? Anybody convinced about that?
Well, it is very convincing, but also, because there's so much to look at, there's a lot of people discredit a lot of it as well. A lot of these.
Oh, yeah, things, no, I know they do. They do. And this is the thing as well. I've been talking mass about this at Wagon and stuff, because we've been watching stuff and all that. And the problem is that a lot of it's because it's to do with the history. It's not so much the Atlantis thing like that. It's because of all these global disasters and everything about washing it out and all that. And if you've been doing all your life, this is what happened, and then new evidence comes up, and suddenly what you've been teaching all your life isn't wrong. They take it a bit personal. They get a bit personal on it.
Definitely.
Do you know what I mean? And then they start to attack him. Because I remember Joe Rogan. I was watching a bit of Joe Rogan, watching that Graham Hancock and all that lot.
Yeah, because the other famous skeptic, what's he called? Whatever he was called, but he couldn't turn around and say no, you might be right. He's adamant.
Yeah.
Because we just stuck in that place, and I totally agree with that.
Yeah, they're stuck in that, and they take it personal. Because Joe Rogan was saying he was watching this other bloke, and he was interviewing, and these other guys came up with this theory, and it was about the global reset, pretty much, you know, with the global disaster that happened. And he says he was proper ridiculing him in a right pathetic voice. Where's your evidence? You know, try and make a mockery of him, like rather than being
that skeptic.
All right, rather than be a scientist about it and to talk about it, you know what I mean? He became a right dick about it, and that's what can happen. But the thing is, they always say, even this guy here, who I was getting it off, he's this bright. Did you watch the same one, the nerdy guy? Have you watched this bloke? It's called Bright.
I've only seen that clip that John was on about a few days ago, weren't it?
It was him. Yeah, it was him. That's right. It was. Yeah, because they found salt deposits and all that.
Yeah, things like that. But yeah.
But the thing is also I'm watching these videos, and it's like, that's really interesting, that, and then they fuck it up. They start going mental. Do you know what I mean? And it's the same with Graham
talking about, like I was saying about that, like the waves, how this could only be formed by waves, this pattern. I'm thinking that's not true, because you see sand through wind. Wind can cause them wave patterns that look like the same.
No, but that picture there. That I know what you mean with that. But that picture there, look, that's scarring, is that? That's not like sand and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? And you can see that that's washed in from the sea, hasn't it? You can see it, can't you? Do you know what I mean? Look at it. Look at how it's all come in there. That is washed in from the sea. All that looks like it's spewed up off the sea there, doesn't it? There's no two ways about that. It definitely does. You know, like imagine a lava flow. Imagine what a lava flow would look like.
Yeah.
You know, that is washed in and all, and it's all set because all the debris from because it was supposed to be like mega deep. It wasn't like just a little bit. It proper washed everything away, and the whole planet was fucked. There was like loads of everything died all over the show. Loads of the mammoth died, didn't they? In the earlier ones and all that.
But how if these people were such clever and blah blah blah, how can it not be in history? Mind you saying that they haven't done it too well with the pyramids of the.
No, but that's the thing. But no,
the history hasn't carried on through. But we know for a fact the Egyptians were there because we can see it. But there's nobody really explained. You think at some point in the pyramids, they go, "This is how we actually built these." No, there's different versions.
No, but that's what that's what the thing is, isn't it? That do you know what all the story of Atlantis was? Yeah. That was on these all these plains that are on the Nile, the floodplains or something, and something happened there. They all got destroyed and lost, and everything was just washed away. There was loads gone. That was the problem. I think that's what might have happened with what's this? I saw a live night launch of the space shuttle Atlantis in '97. Well done, right?
Why? What's wrong with that?
It's called Atlantis, the space shuttle Atlantis.
All right.
You don't like you're trying to get that.
No, I thought you meant he was actually there.
No, but yes. So it is, but that's the thing. This is the thing that's doing me head in now about all this reset that happened, because I only found out about this recently. Well, researching this, about this that happened, and it's a proper thing, and scientists all know about it. And
also with the what's it called? What's it called at the freaking hell? The Lion Woman pyramids, bloody
Sphinx.
The Sphinx, yeah. They think that's like thousands of years before, or the water erosion on it, and
that's all the thing. That's right.
Period and stuff.
Yeah. Like. See, this is what's happening. It's shifting.
And again, with the scientists that they're absolutely adamant. No, it's this and that, and they're going, yeah, but what about this? Why is the water erosion? It's like, no.
Well, he did what they did a cover-up thing with the Sphinx, didn't they? Because it was something to do with all that. So he covered up all the obvious markings on the Sphinx and showed them these photographs, all these geologies, and said, what's caused all that there? And they were saying, that's water erosion and all that kind of stuff. And then he pulled away and said, you know what I mean? And it's like, this is what it is. And they were like, fuck off. Because it throws everything out. It throws everything out, all the dating and everything out. We've been far more like intelligent, and it's like civilized for a lot longer than what we thought. But we have this reset because of this comet. There was that one, then a few more later on.
You said comet.
Did I say it again? But we've had this, and the thing is we can have it again, because we know this can happen. They've only just started doing stuff now for firing. What happens?
Long time.
Yeah, but they haven't done anything about it.
Of course they have. They just sent a rocket off into space.
Just sent.
And how long do you think it takes to get all that set? They don't just go, let's build a rocket and go, when we do it? Next Wednesday.
No, they had Star Wars. Ronald Reagan had the Star Wars thing going on.
Yeah?
Yeah, so that's when all the Star Wars satellites, James Bond, all that prod going on for ages ago. They haven't committed everything to saying, right, and the probability of this happening, we go around on our orbit, we go through this big belt. This is why it happens. We go through. It's not like them coming to us. We actually fly on our orbit. We actually go through this big, like an asteroid belt type thing, and it's apparently you might slightly embellish it, but apparently it's the equivalent of running across the road in a blindfold, and hopefully you don't get it by a truck. We always get it by little things, but one day we go through twice a year, August and I can't remember else when he said. We go through this belt, and it's just full of asteroids. We don't know how many how big they are, because they said that they've mapped all the asteroids and all this stuff. But the other ones that have come through, oh no, we didn't see that, and they only know 10 days before that it's coming. That's when they only see it. And the fact that this could happen again, we could get hit
the
by a
last
big
thing
one.
we need is more fear, panic for folks.
No, I know. No, but I'm saying, it's not, not everybody to wake up at night going, comets coming. But yeah, but that's what throws everything about it, and that's why people are so just won't have it, because it throws everything out. It throws all their lifetime of being historians, and this is the date for that, and this is the date for that, and it throws it all out. So it's all there.
Yeah, I just think we've got to be like very wary of it's just human nature not to change your mind, to get stuck in that frame of mind of like, I say, like us, both of us really, we've gone into it as like, oh no, it can't exist. But like I say, you look at like these things, think, bloody hell, it is quite coincidental.
That's what I'm at with this.
Is that Atlas thing, the name of the Atlas Mountains, the name
the Atlas
of
Mountains, yeah.
But I haven't fully researched it, but I won't be surprised if it turns out that one came before the other, and it's like, oh, wait a minute, so maybe that's where.
No, but it's also on the Atlantic Ocean.
Okay.
It's also on the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah, no, but where stories come from of how and when you get to see them.
Oh yeah, I know that. But what I'm saying is when you see the story of it, and then you see the evidence, like the story of the rings and all that, as Plato described and all that lot. That's a natural thing. Them circles, the eye is a natural thing.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be all built.
No, that's not built. It's on a natural thing. They built on that.
The way Pluto describes it is it's built.
It's not Pluto, it's Plato.
No, it's Plato, yeah.
No, it was big. Yeah, the city was built on it. The city was built. It was built on that structure. That structure.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
That structure is brought up because it's the thing. One of the things is that it's about 1,300 feet now above sea level, which is like, well, how could it be? But then they're saying it wasn't. It's been pushed up.
Does the structure not have to have been built?
No, but no, it's called a rich art structure. It's just what they call it. Do you know what I mean?
I know, but that's what I'm saying. As a structure.
No, that there.
Or can you get like a natural structure?
Yeah, well, I don't know, but that's natural. That is natural because that didn't get.
But apparently, there's quite a lot of them.
No, there isn't. That's the only one in the world. There's nothing like that anywhere else in the world.
Maybe not like that, but there's that kind of structure.
Yeah, because it is from a fault. What they were saying was it was like a volcano, and it didn't quite have the pressure to spew up, so it formed like a dome, and then it kind of collapsed. Some of that, and it kind of collapsed and made them rings like that. You get like a zit, if you will. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I have heard somewhere that isn't just the only one. There is other natural things like that.
Well, according to I haven't a chance. I've only been thought about it a week ago. But in what I've been looking at,
I was looking through all the arguments for and against it, and people said it's impossible for that to exactly like that. I know people. No, there are other things like that.
Yeah, but I don't know. Apparently that's the only one in the world as far as I know. So, chats, have a look at that one. But it's just like I say, look, there's another picture that's from satellite pictures, and look at that. That you can just see you can see the eye, can't you? He looks like a phoenix. It looks like a bird, doesn't it? His wings at the side.
Oh, yeah.
But you can see that. Look, it's just spewed in, hasn't it? It's just proper spewed in as that. And like I say, I'm not like saying, yes, that's it, I totally believe in Atlantis. I'm just saying that if there is an Atlantis, that's totally what I'd go for. And I really would. And now, especially with...
Do you know the guy that was on Rogan? Because he's studied lots of... he's on about this 12,000 year thing, whatever.
The one that was on a couple of days ago?
A couple of years ago. Randolph...
Oh, yeah, with the beard, the big guy with the beard. Yeah.
He doesn't believe it's Atlantis. So the way he's looked at it, like I say, it's a lot. It's hours and hours of looking, but if he doesn't believe it, it makes you think, all right, there's got to be a lot more to it. I think he would be one of the first to kind of go, see, I told you.
No, because he went on that show with them two lads, and they were showing how it all spewed in. Well, he was showing. Now,
Yeah,
whether
no,
that,
but he didn't
no,
believe
what
it
I'm saying is whether
before.
that guy has used that evidence, because he was showing the evidence of all the land, like the waves and
I've
stuff.
seen that bit, yeah.
So
but I do know that he doesn't believe in that. But
well, I don't know that. Yeah,
he's almost like took him out of context of to like agreeing with him.
Yeah. He might
He's
have done
agreeing that it's water, or he's agreeing that the salts have been there, but
he's not
he
saying
has
it's
other
Atlantis.
reasons. But he doesn't think it's Atlantis.
And did he
I
say
don't
why?
know why, but I'm sure he doesn't.
Right.
You know,
Right. But no, the Ring of Fire is a proven fact after a dodgy curry. So what about you, chat? Have you got to any decision on that? Anybody more convinced or less convinced? Well, like like that Ruhr says, tsunami probably wiped them out, and they blame the gods because of the primitive times. Exactly. Everything was always the gods back then.
yeah, that sounds perfect sense to why not?
Yeah.
No.
But but that's when looking into all that, and then with that natural disaster. Well, not natural. It was from I suppose it was natural, but with the reset, like when the comet hit the Earth and all that lot.
Yeah.
That's just mental, that. Because I mean, if it's done that, it would change time and everything, and especially there's old civilizations there, because it just wipes everything out. And then that's what they say. They're saying that the people from Atlantis went to Egypt. The ones on the higher ground survived. Where it's higher up, they survived, and then they moved to Egypt, and that's why the story was all in Argos in Egypt. And the people from Egypt always worked with water, didn't they? Remember we did the pyramids, how they used all water and all that kind of stuff, and it makes sense. So there's a lot. It's I'm not saying I'm totally convinced, but I'm saying that makes sense. And now with all this, but that.
Well, I will agree that I'm more interested the more I've looked into it. It's like, bloody hell, it is quite.
It is, but the problem is,
I thought I'd have been going more, the other way of thinking. Yeah, it's definitely bullshit.
Yeah, but the thing is like I've been looking into this and then watching that Graham Hancock, and he was the one. I've watched him on the Joe Rogan thing because I've had to do a crash course. I've studied it for a week. You know what I mean? But I mean. They do things like that. They do things, and they're really like, that's really good. And then they go fucking mental. They go absolutely barking mad. It's like, stop it. So because you've gone barking mad now, what you just said then is all
it loses
its validity, doesn't it? It loses
loses faith in what he's saying because he's looking for the answer. He's looking for the.
But they go too deep, don't they? I think they get some truth, and then they think that's right, and then they carry on, and it's like, no, wait on a minute, and and that's what cocks it all up. Yeah, because he was really good, and and then of course, then what they do is they give all them the scientists and all that who are all stuck in the ways. Then they give them ammunition, then don't they? Of course, because then they go from a good valid point to something like what. So so it's just too far, isn't it? Too far down the rabbit hole. That's where they go. Yeah, we have the Great Reset in full swing with Klaus Schwab now. Maybe they had the same stuff years back. Who's Klaus Schwab?
I don't know.
Who's Klaus Schwab? Let's have a look. Am I going to get tricked here?
I'm getting more down the rabbit hole. I'm not really looking, but the more this thing's going on at the moment. I'm getting a bit more like, what's going on?
What do you mean?
The coronavirus fucking thing and all this. Not the virus itself, but the way everybody's acting about it and the way the world is being with it. If you know what I mean. I don't mean the actual virus.
Sorry, Steve, to interrupt you. I'm just looking at this Klaus Schwab.
Schwab, innit? Even I know that.
Schwab. He founded a forum in 1971, the same year when he published something in German, Modern Enterprise. In that book, he argued the management of a modern enterprise must serve. What? I found something exciting then, and it stopped. I think he's right. I don't know. Let's find out. Don't worry about that. Oh, that's what Matt were on about. Where the Black Knight satellite came from. Some say it came from an advanced civilization before the last restart. Yeah, but it also looks like a big piece of debris. Matt talked about that. The Black Knight satellite. They reckon. Some people reckon that there's
the one that's been found. Yeah, like the big long thing.
Yeah, that looks like a big piece of debris that's just come off a bloody one. Yeah.
Right.
Wendy says, "Why are you dressed like a penguin, Steve?" Been to that one. He went to a fancy do last night and fighting. Hey, so how you doing, Reet lads? Stephen, what you wear? Yeah, he was out last night at a posh do. So,
no, he says, Stephen, what you wear?
What you wear, Stephen? Cannot.
What you wear like
that? So so that's the thing. It's like, well, sorry, what were you saying about? Sorry, I interrupted you there when I was doing that Klaus Schwab.
No, I forgot what I was saying. We were talking about the thing. No, I think definitely next Wednesday, finally, we're going to have the full-on our opinions on the COVID, the vaccine, all our opinions to and fro. Where are we?
What do we think of it, basically?
Everything.
What do we think? Yeah, everything. What you
we'll
think?
We'll do that next Wednesday.
We'll do that next Wednesday. Yeah.
Are
we going to have? Let's talk about that later. We've got no more time.
Yeah, well, there's no holdbacks. Say whatever they want.
Say what you want. Say what you want. Yeah.
We're not ask whether it gets pulled off or down or no views. We're just going to have our own.
I can't see why they get pulled down. We're only talking about it.
None of it is that true or not? That might not be true. This is the things where you are. But whatever it is, we're gonna have a good go at it and see what our opinions are.
Yeah. Because is that what have you been looking into all that? Have you been going down the rabbit hole with all that?
No.
Oh no.
There's only certain things I'll watch. I like that. What's it called? Horse podcast. A horse.
Dark Horse.
Dark Horse. Yeah.
They're very good. They're very good. Yeah. I'll go with anything pretty much.
There's a doctor I kind of follow. There's two doctors.
That English doctor with bald head.
I watch his, but he does annoy me. I think
I saw a little bit, but he annoys me.
Well, because he's completely on one side. He doesn't seem to. But there's. I'll send you. Maybe we'll do it next week. But there's a really good Indian, American, British doctor. He seems to be really on point and just talk sense, like. But this is what you gotta be careful with. He seems to be agreeing what I think in my head.
Yeah,
so it doesn't mean it's right.
Exactly.
This is part of the problem as well.
Part of the problem is when they say something that you agree with. That's the problem.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think I'm always aware of that, and I think this is one of the major things that just because you found something that agrees with you, it doesn't mean it's right.
Oh no, not at all. It's comfortable. So. It's just comfortable when something, that you.
So next week we'll have that one.
I know we're not going out too early. It's only 12
minutes. I'm not saying that's why.
So what do you think, chat? Anyway, chat. Have anybody got to? Anybody more convinced now? Is anybody convinced about that argument? Or I know there's a few late to the show, but seeing as I spent all that time doing all that investigating, I have to pour myself another whiskey now. Steve, just keep everybody entertained while I go something.
Yeah. So basically, has anybody changed their mind? Because I think really after this, I've slightly changed my mind a bit more to there possibly could have been something.
That's where I'm at, though. I'm only at that. I'm not. There's no way I'm definitely saying that's what it is.
What's made me change my mind is the way I've kind of gone from the off of thinking, right, this is clearly a mythological story, which is 100%, 99% a mythological type story that Pluto has told. But it doesn't mean it's not based on a true story.
Yes, because the Greeks did everything. They had gods for absolute. They probably had a god of dog shit and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Oh, that's a god of dog shit. So but it just. It's just
because it's so long ago. Things do. We know for a fact that things get destroyed. But it's almost like the Chinese whisper things that. Like something, because it sounds so good as well. It's like this massive, the story's really good, isn't it? So
I don't. But that doesn't get me though. That doesn't get me. That doesn't get me. The fact, like, oh yes, I'm not one of those that wants to believe at all. I'm never.
Yeah, no, I know you're not.
I'm never one that wants to believe anything. I'll just look at some. Well, we're both same, you know what I mean?
And this is why you have to go back to that. Just because you're almost set in your ways of thinking something.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's why we're more either that
really
way.
Doesn't mean that. It almost sounds stupid that you could change your mind to think, well, yeah, Atlantis could be true. But I think it genuinely could be true.
Yeah, I think so. Because I only picked this subject. Someone came up my feed about, and it just said about Atlantis. And I thought, oh, Atlantis. I thought that's a good debate. So I just went off that. I hadn't seen anything first.
I'd watched that one, was it Mark said anyway, the one that like a 10-minute clip with a guy with that talking on Rogan.
That's him who's the bright side it's called. He's but
again, as I watched it, I think, oh, this is interesting. The next minute, oh no, cuckoo.
Well, no, he did that. That one is quite. He does a little bit where he gets all involved with the CIA and all this kind of bollocks. And yeah. But then, if you look on his YouTube channel, he has other stuff now, and it's like, what? There's a light on the moon. Do you know the moon? There's a light on it. There's somebody switched on.
This is trouble. The more you look into these people, you go, you've done it again. No, you've turned out.
No, but the thing is though, with that, regardless of him going completely woohoo, which
exactly, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Regardless, when I look at that, I think, well, he might be doing it because I'm sure they do it for YouTube likes and to make a career.
Of course they do, yeah. Of course they do.
Do you know what I mean?
I found his channel. I was watching things about him and stuff. Next minute he's talking about, but I've got this on the other video. So all right. So
yeah,
you've got to watch that one to get
you've got to watch that.
Know what game you're playing.
Yeah, I know. It's just that, and then because if you put something really mental and daft up on a YouTube channel, you're going to get loads of hits, aren't you? You're going to get loads of it. Everybody's going to pile on it all over the show.
Bullshit sells.
It does. People love it. People absolutely love bollocks, don't they? They love. I mean, look at the Sunday Sport. How well did it? I mean, not just have tits on all over the show, but I mean, like
Well, you had tits, and it was funny, weren't it? And everybody knew all them stories were fake, but they were funny.
I bet there were a few at first going, "There's a double decker on the moon."
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
You know what people are like? They'll fall for absolutely anything. Oh, good to one of you. Oh, Andy, if you're watching tonight, Andy, you fell for that one, didn't you, with Elon Musk on Facebook? It's Elon. You'll never guess what Elon Musk has done. He's done this, and it's changed the way of our lives and everything. And I thought that's one of those scam things where you go onto it like. And Andy put on. I never know much about Elon Musk, but I thought, Andy, it's a fucking. It's one of those. Come and buy Bitcoin or whatever it is, like, he bought a 3-dick fucking strap on, and he's changed the way he thinks. Yeah, but there's lots of stuff because we're going to start doing this again on Wednesday. I enjoy these. I like learning about stuff. Do you know, like when we pick a topic?
Yeah.
I enjoy it, and I'm fucking. It's very good, like, and then and Klaus Schwab, is it? Is
Schwab.
it something to do? We have the Great Reset with the Klaus Schwab because I think that might happen with the money. Do you know how money's all digital? Internet and all that lot. Yeah. There's no real money now, and I think one day everybody's money's going to go. Somebody's going to do the greatest hack.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to do the greatest hack ever, and everybody will wake up one day with no money. Everybody. I mean, it'll just be like that, and I'm sure that's going to happen.
Right, I'm going to go for a pee and get a glass of wine.
Oh, we've got it there. We've got him interested there. Do you watch Michael Franzi's YouTube channel? No, what's crap with him, John? What does he do? Is that Michael Francis? But I reckon. No, I've never heard of him, pal. But I reckon that's going to be the next reset like that, and everybody be on their ass unless you get all them that likes of Wendy with all that money underneath the mattress. Hey, Wendy, Couple of grand on your Manchester, okay? But yeah, I reckon one day people will wake up and everybody will have nothing in the bank. And they'll be like, well, I have all my money. Well, no, because money... I mean, it's just bollocks, it's all that, isn't it? When you go in... So if you're a millionaire and you went into the bank and you say, I want to draw me £1 million out. We haven't got £1 million in bank because it doesn't exist. It's just numbers. And that's just the biggest... That's going to go, is that. That's definitely going to go. Because it's not real. The economy is completely fake. I get paid by my job, right? And then how do they pay me? They press buttons and then numbers appear in my account. And then I spend them numbers by going beep, beep, beep all over the show. And that's it. I'm just spending beep, beep, beep numbers. But if my bank, my numbers says 0, then that's it. I can't go beep, beep, beep anymore or anything. Somebody's going to do that. Somebody's going to get us. Definitely. We're all going to wake up one day. I was just saying, apart from Wendy, we have about £2 under the mattress. But everybody else is fucked. Are you a cash man?
Well, since I've been working in Scotland, no, I've got to put it in the bank.
Yeah. But
in
it's the same
Scotland,
thing. I was saying,
it's amazing how much I've got used to using the bank. Bank. But yeah, Scotland.
I was saying, I don't know if you heard. Did you hear me when I go?
No.
I was saying about how fake money is and the economy is. And I was saying how my company, who I work for, they pay me, right? So they go beep, 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 beep. And then numbers go into my bank. Beep, 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 beep. And I have numbers. And I go beep, 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 beep. You know what I mean? And that's my money. But one day, all it takes is the greatest hack. And I go into my bank one day and I have 0, 0, 0. And everybody else has 0, 0, 0.
Well, it's not a way for them going, oh, look, it's because it's all obviously, it's just not real, is it? It's all numbers, it's not really money.
It's not money, no. But I mean, yeah, but suppose if somebody
get it back is easy. There must be a way of proof, oh, it's been hacked, look, that's gone. That hack is all cancelled. And here's the imaginary numbers back again.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm thick as shit when it comes to this kind of thing. I don't understand it.
Have you ever tried doing anything straightforward with your bank?
Never mind.
Have you ever tried doing anything with a bank straightforward? It's impossible.
Me?
Yeah. I was saying that.
I can't handle it. I can't.
Say if you got £1 million, right, on lottery, right?
Yeah.
So there's £1 million at lottery. And you go, yes, I got £1 million. So it goes into your bank account. And then you go into a bank and say, can I draw me £1 million notes, please? We haven't got £1 million.
Yeah.
They can't give you that money. They haven't got it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know they haven't. They've got so much of it, obviously, haven't they?
No, but if they do a hack, where it wipes everything, they've no record. Yeah. There's no pen and paper. Everything goes. Oh, everything goes. How much did you have? And everybody's
right, yeah.
Everybody's a millionaire all of a sudden. I have £50 million. He's got one tooth in his head and a tattoo and a bloody Staffordshire bull with a flat cap on. I had £1 million in my bank account. You know what I mean? Fiat currency, it's called. Fiat.
No, it's just a red wine, Carlos. It's that. I've had it there for ages, to be honest.
Castellero del Diablo. Yeah, it's not bad, that.
No, sure.
Sunday Sport said, bloke burnt his dick shagging a Greg's pastry. What a nutter if that's true. I know, a Greg's pastry. Bollocks to that. You want to go to a proper bakery. If you're going to go start shagging pastry, get to a proper bakery which all made, where people have actually touched it with their hands. Went a bit weird then, didn't they? Yeah.
Well, how do you think it's
Oh, right. Have you heard? John said that just when you were going for a drink. He said, Michael Franzese. Have you ever heard of him? He says he's ex-mafia. See, that's another thing with these ex-mafia blokes. I don't trust them at all. I don't trust them.
Yeah.
They're all full of shit.
Why would they have fucking YouTube channels?
Why on YouTube? Do you know what I mean? It's just that, why? Yeah. I mean, as if, right, so you work for the mafia and all this stuff, you know, like, hey, Tom, you want to come around here and see what I got around here? Yeah. You know what I mean? Why would you do that?
But they do it, don't they?
No, were you mafia? No.
What's
no.
good? Sammy the Bull's doing it, isn't he?
Who's Sammy the Bull?
No,
It rings a bell, that.
yeah, he's a genuine mafia.
Yeah.
But he's got a YouTube channel. He's the one that Sean Atwood's.
Is the mafia still a big thing now, though?
I don't know about now, but he was one of Gotti's.
I saw. That's right. I've seen him on that. But how much of a mafia guy was he?
Oh, big.
Was he?
Yeah, 100% genuine. Yeah.
How do you know?
He is. Just trust me, he is.
How do you know?
Right then, because there's fucking shitloads of things about him everywhere. He got sent down for years. There was a massive court case. There's been loads of films, documentaries. And you're weird about fucking knowing.
Do you remember the Indiana Jones movie? And he says, "Where's the artifact? We've got men looking into it." Who? Top men. Who? Top men.
Not sure.
Do you not remember that?
Not really, no.
Yeah, right at the end, isn't it? Yeah. Both of them kicked off with each other in a sit down. Was that not? No, that was fake. Weren't it?
Who?
Didn't it?
Who?
Atwood and who? Top man. Did Sean Atwood and Sam? Didn't they do a fake thing where they all fell out or something like that? Didn't they?
No, it weren't fake. No, it was. Oh, it was, but let's not go there. But
right.
Well, it's too fucking long to it, and it's
yeah. And we're not talking about that anyway. We're talking about reset, aren't we? Pretty much. Yeah.
Well, yeah, reset.
Yeah, whichever like that. Yeah.
So.
No, but that's what's so annoying though. When I watched this, when I was really getting, I thought that's well interesting. That I thought he's got a good point there. And then when you said that him with the beard,
right,
he doesn't believe in Atlantis. He never put that in his video. He just showed all the wave and the ripple effect and all that. Do you know how he was on the beach? And he showed all that, saying, "Oh, and this guy said."
See, a lot of Plato Pluto's point was how how one of the more successful, like human nature, how we can be so good and built up and all that, we can just be wiped away by the gods. You know, like doesn't matter how good you are, and I think that's a lot of the point of the story, or could be.
No, but that's what they'd have said would have happened. They'd have blamed the gods for it.
No, but that is the point of the story, of the fictional story.
Yes, but he would have said it.
Let me start again. Some people are saying Plato's story is the point of that, of how.
Oh no! Yeah.
You know, that's a thought experiment of how doesn't matter how mighty.
It was a moral. It was a moral. No, it was a story of moral, Steve, wasn't it?
Exactly how we can get too big for the boots, basically.
Yeah, but that's what they'll blame anything like that, won't they? It was a natural disaster, so they have to have a reason for it, don't they? Because they all believe in the gods. Yeah. So it was like Zeus said, "Ha right, they've been there."
Hey, Jason, Jay's here a long time.
I know Jay's here. How do, Jay? I haven't seen you for ages, pal. Where have you been? I hope you're well. Good to have you aboard, pal.
Good.
But yeah. So I mean, so they always blame everything. It's all like God's will in it, you know, and all that kind of stuff. But that's like this thing about what I was saying about if a meteor's coming towards Earth. And then would all the Christians and all that be saying, well, that's God's will for throwing that against us. But then if we fire a missile up that blows it all up, are we messing with God's will? Or was that God's will? But if that was God's will, why would he send it in the first place? Mm-hmm. It's all weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
But what's also weird, though, is, well, see, that's what will throw everything out. So, say Atlantis, right, was this fantastic place, like it showed in them pictures, you know. Sorry, Jay, get you up to speed. We've been talking about Atlantis tonight, whether it's true or not, and all this lot, and where it was, and it's a long story, so you'll have to go back to the beginning. But if have I got a decent picture? Yeah, like say like there, can you imagine that? That's like, you know, fairly well advanced for all, but I mean, they must have built all that on top of that if it existed. You know what I mean? That's the natural structure. So they built all that on top of it.
Right, so this is where I've got a problem there. I find it very hard that they can't find any evidence at all in that structure, because the structure's still there, isn't it? Obviously, what we can see.
Yes. Well, so I talked about this earlier.
But how
It's the
come
table.
only the natural structure has stayed? So all the
Because
stuff we built has gone.
Are you
And all you're
mad?
going to do, eh?
Are you mental?
Yeah.
Right. All that has been eroded. Right. Everything else that man's built's not going to be as strong as the actual rocks, is it? If you
Have you
had
seen
like,
some of the walls I built? No. Right, fuck it off again, will you?
right, let me fuck it off again.
It seems very hard that obviously the structure or whatever it is has stayed there.
No, it hasn't. That's what I said
It
about the
has.
table. Listen, that's what I
Yeah,
said
I
about the
know.
table. Shush! Don't say you know when you don't know what I'm going to say. What am I going to say?
You're saying it's a
What am I going
tablecloth
to say?
effect.
Exactly. So, do you know
Yeah.
what the tablecloth
Well, you
is?
are, no.
That's the bedrock. That is the bedrock that stuff's built on. So that's like the footing that it's built. The actual what they built it on. That was eroded too. That was, that's what's left. That's been eroded. The whole lot went fucked off, but that bit was still left.
Yeah. And I'm saying it's strange that totally only that bit has been left and nothing at all that built by human is still there.
Why would it?
Because things don't everything just go away like that.
They do
You're
when you
saying,
get a massive tsunami blasting through.
right, so the tsunami they just blasted through Japan and everywhere else. Any of them buildings
Steve,
still there?
Steve, this was a global reset. That an extinction event. This wasn't like what happened to one country gets it. The whole fucking planet got it.
Right, there's still things left there, they're in there.
What?
There's still markings there left. What were you showing?
Yes, that's
no matter what.
Right.
There's something left there.
All right.
The point is,
all right, no. All right, can you see all the stuff around it? Why is that still left then? All the stuff in front of it, why is that still left? All these mountains here. There are mountains there. Why are they all left?
Yeah, because they're massive.
Well, they're still left, aren't they?
Yeah, because they're massive.
What's that got to do with anything? What's massive got to do with anything?
Well, that's why it's been left there. If it was smaller, it'd have gone.
That is rock. Them circles are rock that are fixed. That it's not fixed to anything. It's actually the planet's surface. Is that the seabed? Why did the seabed wash away?
Right, so I think you're missing my point here.
No.
Do you understand what I'm saying, though?
No, there's no way with the force of it. Right, if you're on you have a city, and then I don't know. I mean, because they were about 1,000 feet deep. I mean, how they measure that though? But they were saying it was massively deep. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So it washes everything away. It wouldn't.
But it hasn't washed everything away.
That's not man-made.
Yeah, but it hasn't washed everything away, has it?
Everything man-made has been washed away. Man-made isn't as strong as the actual Earth, is it? There's no steel. There's no steel. They didn't have steel.
Yeah, but I'm saying
all they had was no Steve. Come on, all they had is bricks and mortar. There's no steel. There's no like piles steel into the ground or anything like that. They just have bricks and mortar. That's it.
These are supposed to be the super advanced technical. That word.
No, you're being daft now. You're being you're being like the scientist. Yeah, you are. You're being like the scientist. No, yeah, you are.
I'm not. You're just sticking to that's there. That won't get wiped away. But anything man-made, that won't get wiped away.
Does that not make sense?
They're a super civilization. They're with the gold and all these things.
Yeah, they didn't make
the way it's
buildings
described. It's massively well built. It's not just cave things or whatever.
They didn't say it was massively well built. They said it was advanced, but they didn't say it was massively well built.
Right. Well,
no, you got that wrong. They were nowhere near. They were nowhere near as developed as the Egyptians.
Well, when you see the pictures of them, it's that kind of thing. That same
pictures. There's no accurate picture of what Atlantis looked
like. Of course,
there's
no accurate, but the way it's described, with all the stones and the gold and this other material that is
gold will wash away.
What's it called? Orichalcum, something like that. This like I was Orichalcum something. It's like second to gold that these things that they found it was made of, and
Yeah.
it's supposed to be super advanced. Right. My point is, it's just strange that everything is completely wiped away, but there's still a structure still there.
Well, that doesn't
That's the
make any
point.
sense.
I don't.
It doesn't
You
make
must
any sense.
understand what I'm doing.
Your point does not make any sense to me whatsoever.
Well, it does to
doesn't,
me.
because
It's
it's like if you build a lot of houses on a mountainside and a tsunami comes in, the mountainside will still be there, but the houses have gone because it's not
yeah,
stuck. It's not like part of the
you're
earth.
wrong, and that's my point.
Why?
Massive tsunami comes, wipes away fucking loads of shit, but there's still things left.
Not
That
from
is my point.
not from an extinct event like that.
Well,
we are talking nothing that we have ever seen. This was a massive extinction event all around the globe.
right. So the point is, I get what you're saying. It was too big. It's wiped away everything. But I'm saying it seems unlikely that you can still leave something, and everything by man's been wiped out, but you still leave all them rings.
Yeah, because there's nothing
You've got
as
to get
strong as
that
that.
point.
No, there's nothing as strong. Man,
You completely don't know any all that at all.
People then couldn't build anything stronger than what the actual rock is.
No, you don't know that.
Of course I know that.
Some of the Egyptian things are really strong.
They've never had a massive, huge tsunami, have they?
No, but you're on about some of the things. Some of the things they use for mortar are actually stronger than stone.
Yes, but what's it fixed to?
Doesn't matter. It's not the point.
Steve,
the point is,
Steve, no.
the Egyptians have used mortar that's stronger than any stone. The way they've mixed it, and it's supposed to be the same civilization.
Not something like that.
True.
Then no, bollocks.
I'm just saying no doesn't change the fact that that's true.
I don't believe that.
Well, you might not believe it, but it's you know.
No, I don't believe it. Anyway, if Atlantis is under the ocean, is that where mermaids come from? And how the fuck does a mermaid make a bait and butcher under the sea? He says Plato was full of shit, pulled off a massive blag. I don't think it was a blag, I think it was just a story, weren't it? But,
well, I think with Plato and Pluto, they told lots of different stories. Some of them were true, and some of them were that word.
Mythological. Yeah, but that's the problem, though. They all believed in gods, though, didn't they? Back then. So you mean what people might say? Oh, he was doing this and that. Well, no, because that's what they believed back then. They believed that the gods did all that back then.
But all these stories, so far, in thousands of years ago. You know what I mean? It's interpretations of stories from stories. It's the Chinese whispers. It could have been absolutely fuck all like.
No, but the thing about Plato is it was 2,900 years ago, wasn't it? And then they were talking about something, that was from 9,000 years ago.
Yeah.
That was in the hieroglyphs of the Egyptians. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that the story. But everything.
It's literally impossible for all that to be true. Or the story whether the story is true or not.
Whether it's all true.
The version of the story, there's no way it can be true.
No. But what I'm saying is when the story that's told, and then you have
in translation.
Then you have all this stuff here like this, how it was, and how it's been washed in from the sea because Atlantis, back then was on the Atlantic Ocean was right up to the structure. You know what I mean? And it was all, and then because where was it? Yeah, where it was then. Yeah, that's right. Atlantis there. It's right on the sea there. That's the old one. Anyway, we've been through all that anyway. But no, it was interesting. But like I said,
and also the trouble with that map is it's clearly wrong.
Yes, the known world. That was the known world.
But the known world is clearly wrong. But that map's wrong, isn't it?
Which? That one?
That map, yeah.
Why?
Right. So they're saying that they.
Let me get that thing out there. Oh, fucking hell, what is it? There it is. How can I? Has it not good? Oh, high current. There you go. Go on. So you got your Mediterranean there.
Make it small or whatever.
Make it smaller.
That's it. Anyway, we know all the maps were wrong. They're very guesstimated.
No, that's the no. That, but if you look at that, it doesn't even show the rest of Africa. It doesn't show the rest of Europe. Or Atlantis.
Also, Plato was saying it was bigger than Libya and Asia, but non-Asia.
No, but there was 10 cities, wasn't there? That's the thing. There was Atlantis was the capital of the whole area back then of what it was. You know what I mean? It wasn't just Atlantis was bigger than the whole of Libya and everything. It was all Atlantis was a city. It wasn't a country. You understand? And if you look above that map, it says unexplored above it. Can you see? That's the known world then, back in God knows how long ago. You know, like when was that? Herodotus. I have that on don't I? When did I put that? Was it 484 BC? So that was the known world. That was as far as it went back then. Is he moving? I think he's moving. I think he's pretending to freeze people. Let me just get rid of this and let's have a little look at it. Oh no, he hasn't. He's actually froze. Has he froze or have I froze? Hello. Oh, I kind of froze. How do Hazeltine? How's it going? I think Steve froze. He looked like he was having a right good hard think then, didn't he? But yeah. So yeah. So I think we'll have to wind that up then, folks. Looks like Steve's lost his connection. So yeah, so that was a good one tonight. Did you enjoy that tonight? All talk about all Atlantis and everything. Nobody else convinced or anything like that. We got into a bit of a row there, me and Steve towards then. We always do that. It's always good for that, like. But yeah, so there's no show on Saturday because I'm out on a works do. So it's going to be next Wednesday, and I think we're going to have the COVID debate next Wednesday. So you all up for that? You all up for the having? Fuck Steve was. I have done. He's out of here. Unless he's had a mass extinction around at his house, Carlos. Maybe wouldn't that be ASAP? A big fucking flood just happened now in Billington. I wiped him out for being immoral and for arguing against me, Carlos. How dare he? Yeah. But, yeah, so I think next Wednesday we're going to do the COVID debate. So come in and join us and have any opinion you want either way. Because I know that Steve's a bit, he's not anti-vaccine or anything like that. All right, Jan, but he's, I don't know. And I am. There's definitely a business to be made out of it. There's a lot of money spinning going on. But I think it's totally real. People are dying. Are they dying any more than normal? I don't know. But we'll see anyway. We'll have a good look into it. So next Wednesday then, folks, it's going to be the COVID special. Get yourself charged up and we'll have a right good row. Good night, Nicole. So good night, everyone. Toodly pip, pop, pop. Goodbye.